What is up, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. Sorry, I'm a little late. These last 2 weeks have been crazy. I moved to a new place, and yeah, it's we're just waiting. I don't know if Dash can hear me. Hold on a second. Hello.
What up?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Dash is not responding.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I was running a little late because I told you guys I moved and it's like I'm running back and forth. And yeah, when I'm back at the apartment, I'm ready to go. And let's give Dash a few minutes to come in. In the meantime, what is up, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. We are back in action. I was out for a few weeks because I had to relocate. I moved out of a really shitty place and now I'm in a better one.
Well, that's good.
But anyways, um, yo, it's
Hey,
Dash.
is it working now?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay,
Now
yeah,
we
the,
can
the
hear
plug wasn't in all the way. That's why.
All right, Dash, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, everything's going good.
Nice.
you. All right,
Yeah.
man. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Sorry for being late, guys. Sorry for everything that's I've been out for 2 weeks, but I'm back in action, and I think I spent a whole week without making videos because I was packing up, lifting heavy boxes, moving shit around. And on the plus side, I got me a stand-up desk, and oh my god, this thing is freaking sweet! I tell you,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
dude, you can push a freaking button and it goes up, and like you don't have to sit down all day. This is like, it's worth
Oh,
every freaking penny. Worth every freaking penny, I tell you.
so
Sounds
someone's
awesome,
fancy.
man.
Yeah, how you guys been? I haven't talked to you guys in 2 weeks, because of the move.
I'm pretty good. A little sick tonight, so I might not be speaking as much because I am not feeling too good. But yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I was
fine.
dealing with some Twitter drama like a few days ago, but I'm all right.
Dude,
Now.
you're in more than drama, but they're coming for you, man. what that was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's still going on. I turned off notifications.
Oh,
All right,
man.
so
yeah.
So before we get started on our topics, I want to hear a little more about Dash and your drama. What's been going on? Because I've seen you post some tweets, and I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
man.
full context. So they announced a new synopsis for a new What If episode. It's a Native American focus, but the way it was presented was like, what if like the Tesseract land in pre-colonial America?
Yeah.
And so like basically it's a setup for Wakanda 2.0.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
called it I said it on Discuss Film. I said it was I dismissed it as racial political garbage, like because it's just like the whole anti-colonizer type of thing, and then people warped what I said to mean like I don't like representation, and
Right.
Oh,
which is actually
wow.
not true. I actually think I like Native American culture, like they're very cool stuff. I have some Native American stuff like with me in my apartment.
Yeah, honestly, I saw the whole situation with the with you and the new Native American character, and honestly, I understood what you were trying to say. I honestly did. Um, I think people took it out of context because people can be quite emotional on
Yeah. Oh,
Twitter,
yeah.
on Twitters, right? But
Yeah.
the only good thing about the whole situation is the fact that we're getting an original Native American character. But we
Yeah.
all know that Marvel is going to botch this in some shape or form. Like you said, Wakanda 2.0, hey, colonizer, stuff like that. Like we're going to get stuff like that
Yeah.
inevitably down the
Okay.
line. So it's like, okay, I praise Marvel for bringing a new character. It looks interesting. I hope that they actually utilize this character to the best of its ability. But we all know it's going to be some kind of political pawn down the line, pushing some weird
Yeah,
racial narrative.
most likely. And
That's why I
you know,
said I agree with
I
you.
mean, like, you know, like they actually could have used that Native American Captain America that got created like a couple of years ago.
But the thing is, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a new iteration of Captain America. I'm tired of the 10,000 Spider-Mans. There's now an Indian Spider-Man. I'm just
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah,
What?
it's gonna be like in the Spider-Verse movie. I'm just like, bro, okay, everyone wants to be Spider-Man. Can you imagine if there were different racial Naruto's or different racial Ichigo Kurosakis? It
Oh
wouldn't.
man.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird. I'm sorry. Like I said, I am all for representation and whatever. Listen. I'm black. I get it. I want to see representation, but only when it's done properly. So that's why I don't want to see any more Captain Americas. I don't see any more freaking Iron Mans. I don't see any more freaking what's the one you just mentioned? Spider-Mans, because I guarantee you, give it two more years, there'll be an Asian Spider-Man, if there's not one already.
I think there
I
is.
think
Wait, I
there
think there is.
actually is an Asian. I think there is one.
Yeah, it's a girl. It's a girl, actually. Right?
Really? You see exactly what I mean? Exactly. I'm sorry. It's a bullshit, man.
No,
I
yeah,
am over
I
it.
totally agree. Like original
over
character,
it.
I wasn't knocking the character itself. I was knocking more the plot synopsis. People thought I was like knocking like the character. I mean, yeah, and also it's confined to a what if story. So this character is not even going to exist in the MCU.
Oh, I didn't know it's part of what if storylines. Oh, interesting. So the what if plots are not canon or anything like that?
No, that's why it's all what if like they do. So like, you know, like in the first season they gave Peggy the super soldier serum. That was like
you're right.
that was their you know, it's just like, you know, so like this was their it's a plot for one contained one what if episode. But you know what is cool is they did actually I did find this out later after I got all the hate that they are actually collaborating with the tribe that that they're focusing on, like the real tribe for you know, I guess like, you know, get everything correct and stuff.
You know what? That's cool. Accuracy is cool and all of that. I just
I have no problem with that either.
I just want to be entertained, so they can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
as long
but
as
you
it's
know
not politically motivated.
You know they're gonna like mess it up. Like they might like do like respect, but they're still gonna push that the whole like narrative thing.
And that's my problem, because I just know Marvel can't help themselves. They're going to try and push some weird agenda down the line. Now the character looks cool, and maybe they will use the character apart from the what if storyline, but we all know they can't help themselves but to push a weird political message. So I'm just like, listen, that's when I saw your tweet. I said I liked it, and I was like, I get it, but I don't. We all know Twitter is full of those types of people. So yeah, when you posted that, I was like, oh boy, that's gonna piss off a lot of people. I would be careful.
Yeah.
What if Marvel actually wrote good stories?
Yeah, what if?
Bro, that would be a great freaking show. What if Marvel actually created great shows? Episode 1. I'd watch that. I would actually get Disney Plus just so I could watch that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
All
those
right,
Marvel shows are very mid.
Yeah, guys. So I want to get into our first topic here. I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail, but one of the main things that the thumbnail says Attack on Titan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
oh boy,
all the Funko stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that later, but I want to start with this actually. Where is it? Hold on. So no, God darn it, where the hell is it? I just had it. Give me a sec. Okay, so basically, let me share my screen here. I'm gonna share my screen. This is taking longer than usual today. I'm a little off my game here. Okay, so I'm here at VG 24/7 says as Final Fantasy 16 boss Naoki Yoshida calls it discriminatory, it is time to drop the term JRPG. So I wanted to talk about this first because JRPGs, like RPG games, is all I play. I don't play shooting games. I don't play, I'm not a big shooting game. I mean, I like The Last of Us. I don't know if that's considered a shooter, but
It's just a third-person shooter action adventure game, but it's all about resource management. So,
right. So the term JRPG, he's saying Naoki Yoshida. The problem I have with this is that he's saying that it's discriminatory. Like you're discriminating against the Japanese or something. But in reality, this is like one of the best genres because they make like the best RPG games out there. So
he even said in his statement it's taken a positive connotation. He just believes that that JRPGs were like dismissed and just by I guess the industry. And that's where all the those Adam Sessler clips
Adam
popping
Sessler.
up.
Oh man, that guy's a complete douchebag.
Yeah, what the hell did he do this time?
Well, no, it's not what he did this time. It's what he did in the past.
Yeah, it's like resurfacing video footage of him mocking Japanese culture in some kind of way.
Yeah, it's just there's a picture of him in yellow face and on G4,
Yeah.
And the funny thing is he's not apologizing for it. Which is funny.
He doubles down and says, "I'm not gonna apologize to those MAGA Twitter people." Like, I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you irk my nerves, Adam Sessler. I actually like you a lot.
The guy's a moron.
He's an idiot, complete idiot. Sorry, go ahead, Andy. This is a great article, actually. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there was actually good idea. Good job picking it.
Yeah, there was actually a lot of things that I wanted because I did make a video about this, but there was many more things I wanted to say about it. Like, for example, so Final Fantasy 16 is coming up, and the last thing you want to do is pull a freaking Cowboy Bebop live action and talk crap to the fans before the product comes out. You know what I mean? I mean, thankfully he didn't do that. I think he was just kind of stating like, oh well, it's kind of offensive. Or at least back then they took it offensively, which you see that we called it JRPGs to identify where the game actually comes from because it didn't come from an American company, right? And a lot of people don't know this, especially if you're Gen Z. A lot of people don't know this. But back then in the 90s, we did not call it anime. We called it Japanimation. Am I wrong or right?
You're right.
Yeah,
that is old school.
Yeah, we used to call it Japanimation before we actually found out that the Japanese word is anime, right? So, we always come up with these terminologies to identify, where things come from. Like, I'm pretty sure if a game, if let's say, I don't know, in Mexico, some developers down there, they make an RPG game with kind of like a Mexican taste to it. It'll be called Mexican RPG or MRPG or something like that. You know what I mean?
All right. I honestly, I do see your point, and I honestly agree. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with JRPG. I think it's I've been calling it that for years. I didn't see it as anything derogatory and whatever the case may be. But I do kind of see what he's trying to say, whereas it shouldn't be called JRPG, but rather just RPG. Because if we get, let's say, shooter games from Japan, right? You don't call it J shooters, you call it just shooters, right? You call it like regular games. So I get what you're trying to say. However, I don't think it's discriminatory. I just think it's a way to identify and separate Japanese RPGs from other RPGs. And I think you explained it perfectly with your video, which, guys, if you haven't seen it, go check out Andy's video on this topic. He explained it in detail. You explained it perfectly. I agree. I think he's kind of it's kind of exaggerating a little bit. Like, it's not, I don't think it's offensive. I don't think anyone cares as much.
Yeah, discriminatory or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares. I think he's being a little exaggerative, but I also do kind of see like maybe if it's just an RPG, just call it an RPG. But I don't give I don't give a shite. so I'm gonna go. I don't see it as a problem. I'm gonna call it JRPGs. It sounds like a regular thing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
another thing I want to say about the whole like adding the J to the Japanese products, because there's also J rock, which I love, J pop, J metal if you're a metalhead,
yeah, you're
and
right.
then
You're right.
and then there's also K-pop for Korea.
True.
So I mean, my little sister listens to K-pop all the time, so that so again, we're just trying to identify where does this music come from.
yeah,
It's just like a
that is a very
category.
good point. That is a
I-
very good point.
It's a very
Yeah.
good point, actually.
It's
Very
just a
well said.
category.
I agree.
Um,
I totally agree with you.
And also look, I mean, you guys can pretty much know, like, if you look at a Japanese RPG game versus an American RPG game, you can immediately tell the difference, can't you?
Oh yeah, most times I can tell it. Oh yeah.
I think Dasher's gonna say something.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I know like a little bit about well, actually, don't know like as much other than like Yoshi P is loved by the Final Fantasy 14 community, like for what he's done. Like he came out from the Dragon Quest side. Square pulled him over because like he ran the Dragon Quest game that was an MMO. So like when they had to like restart, when like 14 needed a new director, like they brought him in, and he's the one who decided, let's rebuild the game from the ground up, destroy the world in canon, and then like rebuild it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it was an event, like A Realm Reborn was the subtitle. They literally like had like as they were shutting down the servers, they had this apocalyptic event in game.
Oh wow.
Oh
Yeah, you could
That's
like
really creative.
interesting.
Yeah, and they have like an explanation why people can't like if you were a legacy player, you could transfer your character to the new game, and there's backstory that like it's just people just forgot about you. Like there was some like some kind of like mass amnesia.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14 has really great lore, and like the whole it's so like its troubles in the beginning are actually now a part of that lore because it led to the calamity. It's called yeah, is no, not the calamity. I think that's Zelda.
Yeah, I think that's Zelda.
Yes. All right, I need to get back into 14.
I mean, Realm Reborn. It started like in what 2016, I think, because I've been watching those commercials for the longest time. But I've only played a little bit of the online game. I'm really not much about online player.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think A Realm Reborn launched in like 2012. And it's been going like real strong. He wants to like have it go for another like 10 years of more expansions.
Interesting.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's
somebody,
a big money. It's a big money maker for Square.
Yeah, like I keep hearing that Final Fantasy 14 basically saved Square Enix because they have residual income from that.
Oh yeah, like it's like funding like like a lot of their bigger projects. Like they need. Yeah, it's like their biggest like source of income like is Final Fantasy 14 subscriptions.
Nice, man. I mean, because Square Enix, like years ago, people thought that they were gonna go bankrupt. So I'm just really glad. But and I'm really glad they're getting rid of Forspoken. Moving that studio back more into Square Enix now. So because like since the 2000s, actually since the late 90s, Square Enix has been like one of the best RPG makers from Japan coming to America. So guys, I want to talk our next story here. I don't know if you guys seen this story running around the internet, but the story about the Funko Pops being thrown into the trash.
I saw it. I don't know much about it or Funko Pops. I think I have like a few of them, but they were like gifts, so I don't know much about Funko
I have
Pops.
a couple of Funkos.
So I'll let you guys lead on this one.
Yeah, so I actually have the one from Death Note. So basically, it says $30 million worth of Funko Pops just thrown in the trash. And when I say thrown in the trash, it's just like poof, you know, just there.
Mm.
Wait, and keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. These Funko Pops are specifically mostly from Disney Star Wars. Take a guess.
Oh man, I
Just
don't know.
Is
I
that
don't want
is
to.
just
that con-
take a guess.
I'm
is that
afraid to
confirmed?
say.
Is it
Um,
confirmed that it's mostly Star Wars stuff?
Hold on a second, because most of the pictures that were flowing around the internet of Funko Pops, it was from like Disney Star Wars, like the Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw
were
you,
thrown out.
you say that in your video, but like I think that's just like the picture they took. I think that
Mm.
was just from the article. I don't think it. But it's true. Like a lot of the product is Disney because Disney puts like a lot invested a lot in these Funkos to promote their movies and stuff. Like having one for every Marvel character, every Star
Yeah,
Wars character. That gets expensive.
True, but crazy enough, $30 million is a lot of freaking money, though. Good God.
because if you think about it, Funkos they can go from like $10 to $50. I mean, I've seen a Funko Pop worth I kid you not, I've seen a Funko Pop go for $250.
Bro,
Okay.
I believe it. There's some rare like Funko Pops out there that people are dying to collect. They have collectors out there. I have a guy who has shelves of Funko Pops. I don't know why he collects them. He just does.
Yeah, I mean the one that I saw, the 250. I was in Anime Matsuri last year, and I was looking around for an Attack on Titan Funko.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to buy it for my sister, and then I finally found one because nowadays they're so rare. I finally found one, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, this is the last. It's one of the last, bro. $250 for Funko Pops." And well, the problem with Funkos now is that a lot of companies they make them just to kind of have something there. You know, when you go to the cash register and they just have like a whole bunch of like little things to buy, like
Uh-huh.
just extra little things. It's something like that, like a little something extra merch for you to take home. But I think they went a little overboard with having so many characters as Funkos because not every character in these Marvel movies are popular, right?
Uh.
So it says $30 million worth of Funko Pops. Those big headed, but yeah. See if I can find more details. Says its fourth quarter earning report that a combination wanting demand for the toys in surplus inventory is creating financial trouble for the company. Last year, they had rent excess warehouse space. Holy crap! Just to hold a building of Funko figures, which range from Baby Yoda to Eddie Van Halen.
Damn, even Baby Yoda? That's
Yeah, Baby
savage.
Yoda. Yeah, and Baby Yoda is supposed to be really popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it says Funko was holding onto $246 million worth of dolls at the end of 2022 last year. That's 48% more than what they had on hand the year before. So
Wow.
yeah, and then it says the company intends to eliminate a bit of that early 250 million inventory in the first half of 2023. They might as well just give it away for free because I mean think about it, like especially with all of the Disney stuff that's coming out, like especially all the Star Wars stuff. Like a lot of people are giving up on that. They're not gonna buy those Funko Pops, bro. So they're gonna have to do. I think it was that ET game that was buried on the ground somewhere in the desert, right?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna have to do that, or just give them away for free.
Yeah, look, there's charities. Give them to there's churches. You can give them to refugees. Like like my there's a church that my family goes to that they give like children's toys to the to refugees, Ukrainian refugees in Poland.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool. But it also shows that because Disney has a contract with Funko, right? So you gotta make Funko Pops that people actually want to buy. And what this communicates is that there's a lot of like merch there from current movies, TV shows, and games that people just don't want to buy, and that just kind of shows what the culture is that we're like. People are not willing to spend like $20 on a Funko
It's an
Pop of Star Wars.
oversaturation.
Yeah,
an oversaturation on pop culture is what it is. It's like, people just get numb. Like, I have a few like Dragon Ball Z Funkos, and I also have one of Tallahassee from Zombieland.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
those,
Zombieland. Ah, okay,
yeah, it's
okay,
a
okay.
Zombieland Funko. It's
I like the movie. Great movie.
yeah, great movie. The sequel was pretty good too. They're
I
just
haven't
not as
seen it
good.
yet.
It was interesting.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, like, like it definitely kept the tone of the original. There's a lot of like they borrow a lot of joke. Yeah, I'd check it out. It's not as good as the original, but it as a sequel, like years later, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Right, and also I saw what's the Geeks and Gamers and Nerd Rodder talking about this. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to pull it up, because I knew again it had to do with a lot of the major stuff, Marvel, DC, and Disney. A lot of the stuff that they own, people are just not willing to buy Funko Pops from the recent Star Wars movies, the new Marvel stuff that has come out in the in the last year or so. It's just again like Dash says, oversaturation, and it just shows that people are really really tuning out. $30 million worth of Funko Pops. They're gonna have to find a way to get rid of it. Hey, I mean, I'll take some.
You give them to kids.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the thing is,
kids.
they wanted them to be like collector's items because, like,
Yeah,
Japan has has these types of things, like too, like Good Smile and stuff. They make these collectible stuff, and Funko was just like a Western brand, and it really took off.
yeah.
Oh, is that Neo?
What's that?
Well, I know it looks like that's Neo, like right there.
Where?
No,
Oh,
just in the picture. I think that,
I want the Funko Pops.
yeah, one of the Funko Pops I think is
Oh, from the
Neo.
Matrix.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like Green Lantern or something,
Probably. I
Like
mean,
Hal Jordan, maybe. But yeah, that could be.
all right, and then of course our next story. I'm gonna try to like tone it down here because of YouTube, but our next story, da 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 da, from
Yeah,
Screen
that's
Rant.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have too much to say.
All right, so
Ah.
TMNT fan. By the way, you can tell that Screen Rant is kind of full of crap. It says TMNT fans are loving that April O'Neil is what again in mutant mayhem.
Yeah,
My
it's
question
these
is,
select group of fans that we cherry picked, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's my question. Because I don't care. I personally don't care about skin color, all that crap. That's so shallow, right?
Yeah, it
But it's
is.
like, my question is, because whatever ethnicity, couldn't you make her more appealing to the eye? That's my
Yeah, well,
question.
the thing is, that's the big thing. Like with me, like this isn't just like a race swap. Like they made her fat. They gave her like like a new persona. Like she doesn't look like the TV reporter. She looks like
She doesn't even have the yellow jumpsuit, for God's sake.
well, yeah, it's just a yellowish jacket. That's like the only thing. Like,
Oh, guys, and her hair is red. Ooh.
oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Oh, they gave her like, okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
they,
she dyed
gave
her hair red.
Her hair, she got red dreads, so you guys can't say red. A ginger erasure. I'm being sarcastic, guys. Obviously, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they thought of that like while doing these character designs.
Okay,
So,
I want to
hey.
say something that's very
Yeah.
controversial. That's kind of what I do for a living. Okay.
Go ahead.
Listen, I think like Andy and Dash said, I agree that at least that I would have preferred her being more fit, to be fair. And someone said that her biggest enemy are stairs.
And she's right next to it. She's right next to a pair of stairs too.
I forgot who said it. I couldn't stop laughing. But be that as it may, listen, I'm old school like Andy is. Well, I think probably in the same age range. Listen, the April I grew up with was white. Okay, so I don't care what people say. Oh, you don't care about black representation, bro. Anyone would be kind of confused at as to what the heck's going on when someone goes from white to black. It's going to be an initial reaction for anybody. Now, some may take it well, and some may not take it well. Me, I preferred her being white. That's just me. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. Did I like her in the TMNT cartoon where she was black? Hey, she was a little quirky. It wasn't so bad. I was like, all right, I prefer her being the April I grew up with, but it is what it is. At least she's skinny. At least she's kind of quirky. Then they got this crap right here. I'm just like, guys, what? Seth Rogen.
Oh
what
yeah,
in-
I
what
was
in
just about to
goddamn are
say
you
that.
doing?
yeah.
I was
Seth
just about to
Rogen,
say
like
that.
that's my biggest objective. That's like even more than April. It's just Seth Rogen in general. Just
Right.
like, just get. I mean, I'm not happy he's even in the Mario movie. I'm still gonna see it though.
Exactly. Like him being Donkey Kong was like, okay, why? Like, I cannot stand Seth Rogen. You guys don't understand. Like, I don't hate him. I just can't stand Seth
No, like
Rogen.
he's done stuff that was funny. This is the end. The interview, like
That was a
that
good
stuff
movie.
was funny, but is like his new stuff is just all just bitter trash, and not don't get me started on his like Twitter.
Oh God, this
Um,
one is
Well, I
complete
mean,
garbage.
at least in the 2000s, when Seth Rogen was part of like, the 40-year-old virgin and all those other like comedy romance movies, right? Knocked Up, that was a really fun movie from the 2000s. The 2000s had a lot
Oh,
of really good romance comedy movies that they should have been like anime, like mangas and stuff.
Yeah,
But
wasn't he also in Zack and Larry Make a Porno?
yeah, Zack
Yeah,
and
he
Mary
was, he was.
Make a prawn. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zack and Mary
I
Make a
remember
Prawn.
that movie being very funny.
Oh my,
wait, real
yeah.
quick.
So he's been in a lot of funny movies, but recently, like the past like 6 years, I say it's just been garbage movies
So,
with
so,
this
so real
guy.
quick, we want to read a comment real quick. So Chaos Smash 64 said, I like the April in the 2003 cartoon. Facts on facts on facts. First of all, that iteration of TMNT was perfection. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's the one I'm most familiar with.
Wait,
Like,
which
I
one?
did
Which
watch
one?
the 80s one, but I didn't retain any plot.
Right.
But so I did retain more from watching the 2003 one. It was the one that 4Kids did. It was
Yes.
Oh,
actually good.
okay.
It was so from the opening to the action to the story to dude, even to the corny video games, which I bought, which I needed. It's just awesome, by the way. It was kind of corny, but I liked it either way. But the 2003 iteration of TMNT, the cartoon was perfection. I watched every season except for the Back to the Future one, which I thought was just like a waste of time. But everything else was amazing. That's the April O'Neil I want. That's the TMNT, the action, the story, the impact. That is what I want in current day TMNT. But we're not going to get that because people's expectations are just low. I don't know what's going on anymore, but like that is the best version of
Well,
TMNT.
from the tone of the trailer, it's just going to be more self-aware. Oh, hey, isn't this silly? These turtles are talking. Look,
Oh my
look
God.
how goofy and silly this is.
Oh my God, break the fourth wall. Oh my God, I'm a turtle. I'm a talking. We've seen it before. Deadpool did it. Who else? Someone else. She-Hulk. I don't care. They're trying to copy the art style of Into the Spider-Verse, which is I enjoyed the movies. They're great movies, but TMNT, when I watch it, I expect 2003 style, story, animation, everything, quality, even to the as awesome as the rock intro. That is what I want, and they're not delivering. Listen, they can say it's not for us. It's for the younger generation.
Well, the thing I have a problem with most like kids cartoons is that they don't they treat the children's kids like they're really stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like to say something, about April O'Neil because again, like I said, the whole ethnicity thing is kind of shallow. Whether if it's Asian or black race swap, can we have an attractive April O'Neil? That's all I'm asking for.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Look,
she was
because
the
like
hottie. She was the hottie.
yeah,
the
she was a
beautiful.
freaking hottie. And in the movies, in the live action movies with the turtles, freaking Megan Fox.
Yeah,
played
they got
April O'Neil.
freaking Megan Fox. Like
They got Megan Fox to play April O'Neil. So
Hey.
why can we not get like a really hot, sexy, black chick, man? There's a
Right.
lot of them out there. There's a lot of
Right.
them.
exactly. Even if you wanted to make April O'Neil black in the movie,
Oh yeah,
at least make her hot.
yeah.
Listen,
I
Get
can.
Tyra Banks. Get Tyra Banks.
I'm thinking of a black April O'Neil that's like hot, and I'm like, yeah, it could work. But
right.
like, this is just hipster O'Neil.
Yes, exactly.
I
This is
told her
Hipster
April
O'Neil.
oatmeal.
Oh my
April-
god! Like,
Ah,
I was on Twitter and someone drew
uh,
an attractive, beautiful black April O'Neil, and I'm just like, yes, that's the one. That's what I want. Put her in the movie right away. Then maybe I might actually watch this crap. But but I'm not watching this crap. I'm sorry. It's gonna offend some people. I'm sorry. Listen, if you like to do April O'Neil because of representation, then that's fine. Listen, do you? I don't care. I mean, it just makes you happy. Be that as it may. Go ahead and enjoy that.
let me give an example. Let me give an example that people actually don't care about race swap. I'll give it a good example.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't care about race
No,
swap.
but
Like a lot of people on YouTube make a big deal, but like a lot of times, like they don't care. They just want to be entertained.
Right, but check this out. Look at this. Look, here's an example. Aquaman. Jason Momoa is not blonde with blue eyes. Jason Momoa is a brown skin Samoan
that is
guy.
a perfect example.
Nobody
He is a
complained.
great Aquaman. He is a great
Nobody
Aquaman.
complained about Jason Momoa playing Aquaman. You want to know why? Want to know why? Because a lot of girls went to see that crap.
He's hot.
Yeah, they
They were
did.
there. They were
He's
there
hot.
for Jason Momoa. Okay.
He's hot. That's what it's like. Oh my god, here is this hot ass Samoan guy playing Aquaman. We don't care if he's comic book accurate. We're gonna go watch it. Would I prefer him being blonde hair, blue eyes? Yes, but it is what it is.
And also like people with the blonde haired, blue eyed Aquaman, like he had been like eviscerated on shows like Robot Chicken and Family Guy for years.
True.
And then this one is like, oh yeah, like Aquaman. What's his? And then no, then like he comes with an army of fish. And he just descends from the water. That was man. Our first Aquaman movie is really good. It's a shame I'm hearing the second one's not going to be.
Yeah, like the first one with Jason Momoa. I mean, it was amazing. I freaking loved the movie. And again, nobody complained. I didn't see anybody on social media, complaining about race swapping and this. Yeah, nobody cares because it's Jason Momoa. Everybody freaking likes Jason Momoa. Okay, all the girls went to see the movie for Jason Momoa.
I think that people would be a little bit less upset or a lot less upset about this April O'Neil if she was attractive. Now, we all get the attraction is subjective or objective, whatever.
Yeah,
okay. But generally, people think people who are a little bit more, thinner are more attractive.
Yeah.
But
something like that.
It looks like they made her younger too. Like she's not like the age that like 80s April is, or even 2003 April.
She's not even close. I think they're remembering her to the newer version cartoon.
Oh yeah, the one from the latest Nickelodeon cartoon.
Nickelodeon, yeah. She's younger in those, and the one before that, there's two Nickelodeon ones. One's where April is actually white, and one where April is black, and they're both younger in those shows. Whereas previously, from the 2003 versions, the movie versions, all the movie versions, and the original cartoon, April O'Neil is obviously a lot older because she's a reporter who works for an actual news station in those versions. So I don't know why they made her younger. I don't know what the deal is of making her younger. Maybe I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, I think she's younger here.
Gen Z. They're trying to appeal to Gen Z, probably. But that's what I'm thinking.
But I don't get it because we were young when we watched those shows, right? We were all young when the 2003 version came out, the movies came out, the cartoon, and we were fine with April being an older woman working with the Turtles to fight the Foot Clan. So why can't? Do they think the kids don't understand that now? Well, I don't get it. It's
It's
stupid.
a different generation. People had a different mindset back then. It's just so different. Back then and now it's just so different. But I actually had a question for you guys. So, actually for people in the chat, if you could have one beautiful black woman play April O'Neil in replacement of this one, who would it be? Like from the top of my head, I'm thinking like back in the 2000s, Tyra Banks probably.
If I had to pick a black woman who they would mirror, the newer April O'Neil love.
Yeah, in place of this one.
Well, my go-to hot black woman is always Holly Berry.
Oh yeah. I mean that. Halle Berry.
I don't. It's okay. It's gonna sound crazy. No, I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know. Man. Maybe Megan Good. Megan Good is pretty. She's a very attractive woman. Very, very attractive.
What about that chick from CW's Flash?
No, I can't stand her.
Oh really?
How about
I don't think she's attractive. I'm sorry.
How about the guy who plays the like Tom's wife in the Sonic movies?
Tom's wife.
Tom's wife. I think I know. Wait, I gotta look this up now. Oh man, that's Sonic.
Yeah, that Sonic movie was good. Yeah, I think she will do. You know?
Oh, I can see that. Okay. Or how about the chick from what is her name? You guys see the movie The Invitation?
No, I didn't.
I think I've heard of it.
Okay,
but you see, like we're actually coming up with options. You know, there's this. But like,
is that the one with the vampires and the marriage ceremony?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that was that recent horror movie. Oh yeah,
yes.
She did look pretty. She did look pretty. I should see that movie.
She is hot. Yes, she could definitely play a April. 110%. If they chose her, I'd be like, okay, I prefer it being something else, but they picked her to mirror April O'Neil. I'm down. I'm down. Yes. 110%. Yes. Her name is Natalie Emmanuel. She is stunning. I think she's British too, but she is freaking stunning.
Nice.
She's been in The Invitation. She's been in the Fast and Furious movies, by the way. She's a hacker in those movies. If you watch those movies, you probably know who she is.
Yeah, man. You see, but that's what I'm saying. You see all the actors that we just went through, right? You know, like they could have made her, really attractive, but they don't because of the male gaze and all that bull crap.
Wait, someone asked a question in the chat. Says, a new actress, not a question, a statement. A new actress gives somebody a new chance. I agree, actually. I agree with giving new actresses and actors a chance. I'm tired of seeing the same old people on screen. Give talented new people a chance to succeed. And if they're not good, well, it is what it is. But I agree, Sunzu. I totally agree. Yes.
All right. So who's ready to go on to the next one?
Okay.
Hold on a second. Where is it?
Michael B. Jordan.
Wait. I wanted to talk a little bit about this real quick, Michael B. Jordan, because apparently in his movie Creed, like he got inspired by some anime scenes.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan's a big anime fan.
Yeah.
So he said his top 5 recommendations for anime. I'm guessing the ones that he used for the movie. It was obviously Naruto, right? And there was like there was online. There was like a screen to screen. What do you call that, comparison? And there was a scene in Creed where like the two dudes punch each other, just like Naruto and Sasuke over here.
They actually got a scene from that, and they also got a scene from Dragon Ball Z where Goku or Vegeta gets punched in the gut so hard that his back arches. Yeah, he got seen from Dragon Ball Z. What's that other boxing anime? Ippo something?
Hajime no Ippo.
Yes, that one. He got inspiration from that as well.
That's cool having like a bunch of hidden anime references in a movie like this.
Yeah, and actually, this video is how long is this video? It's only 55 seconds. You might wait, hold on. Guys, don't mind if we watch this real quick?
Oh no,
yeah, sure,
not at all.
Yeah, 55 seconds. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just gonna reverse it. It's an
Off
interview with
your
him.
back. Is that sort of from your anime love?
Yes.
Talk to me about how anime informed the way you placed the camera and shot the movie.
So usually in anime, when the protagonist and antagonist are fighting, physically they're trying to take each other's heads off. They're trying to kill each other. They're trying to win the physical battle. But emotionally, they're usually someplace quiet and they're talking about how they feel, because fighting was the only way they can communicate with one another.
Tell me though, if you were a total layman, you've never seen anything, you've never seen, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, you've not seen a thing. What are your go-to? Here's what you start suggestions.
One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter. That's a pretty good starting 5.
Yeah, so look at that. Look at that. That's an anime fan right there, bro.
Yeah.
That
I
is
respect
like
that.
Yeah, like and again, so some of those scenes from Dragon Ball and I think One Punch Man as well, he added it to the movie. I don't know how much actors how much say they have into the direction of the movie, but I think it's really cool that he's just
Check out the chat real quick.
I like
Andy.
Michael B. Jordan. He's a cool guy.
The chat says, "I'm sorry, but I don't trust Michael B. Jordan to direct the third Creed movie." I mean,
he already did.
Oh, he did?
No, did he?
Yeah, he
no,
did.
This was the third Creed movie.
Yeah, it's just in part 3 already.
Oh, I mean, honestly speaking, I've only watched clips of the movies. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I know that he's like, this is based off of Rocky.
Yeah, well, I know like a lot of the Midnight's Edge people aren't happy because Stallone kind of like implied that like he got kind of like screwed
Shafted.
over.
Yeah. Like I saw the first movie in theaters, and I enjoyed the first movie. I didn't see the second one, and I have not seen the third one as of yet. But I've seen and heard good things about it, so I don't know.
I still need to catch up on Rocky.
Great movies. Old school stuff, so it's gonna be a little different for you, but it's I liked it.
I like old movies, so it's fine.
Oh, then you're gonna enjoy it then. Absolutely. Yes. And before I continue, before we jump into the next topic real quick, before we continue and people come at me like, well, Dante sounds a little harsh about April. My mindset is this, okay? Think of your very favorite IP, your very favorite anime character. I'm talking about not second best, not third. Your very best, your very top number one. Would they be anime and gaming character, right? Now imagine you've played this character, you love this character for years, and you've have some weird, interesting bond with this person, right? Now imagine if Hollywood took that character and changed everything about them, but named them the same way. How would you feel about that? I would be absolutely upset if someone took my favorite character from a game, my number one character, and it's like, oh, I want to make a video game movie about this. Great. But we're going to change this person's race or their backstory. And I'll just be like, oh, what the fuck?
That's not
Dante,
the person. Some of that's intentional. Like sometimes, like they do that just to piss off like people who would care.
Exactly. And that is sad because you would think that maybe if you at least try to appease the OG fans, not saying do everything they want. I understand some things might have to change story-wise, but if your goal is to piss off the OG fans of this franchise, you are pushing away money out of your pockets because they're not going to go watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's silly to defend something like that. Like, does it work sometimes? Yes, it may have worked in the Batman with Commissioner Gordon and some other stuff. Yes, I understand that. But I still always would prefer it being as original, like close to the original as possible. Well,
like the thing is, it was a different universe. Like, I saw the Batman. It was different. It was definitely different.
I thought it was a great movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was fun. It's too long. It was very long though. It could definitely have been trimmed a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. You're right. It was a little long. I enjoyed it either way, but it did kind of drag out at some parts. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Not saying I hate black representation. No, I love seeing black rep, Hispanic rep, Asian, all of that. I'm just saying originality is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And people, especially now in current Hollywood and entertainment, they have, for the most part, just don't know how to use that originality anymore. They rather just use and abuse 10,000 Spider-Mans and 10,000 Aquamans and 10,000 Aqualads and 10,000 Robins and 10,000 Iron Mans. Like, bro, how many universes are you going to make with 10,000 Iron Mans and Spider-Man, Supermans?
The superheroes are the worst. They've kind of always had that problem, but it's like even worse now.
Yeah, like at some point, like even Andy said it's a movie in this episode one time, which is a great episode. At some point, you start to lose count. You can't keep track of what's going on because it's like, oh, am I in this universe? Am I in this universe? Am I in New 52? Am I in what? Am I in Rebirth? What? Where am I? What? If you're not a hardcore comic fan, it'd be easy for you to lose track. Whereas if you're an anime fan or a Japanese gamer fan, you know what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, that with comic books, they always relaunch it. There's like they relaunched DC like 5 times in the last 20 years, I think. And each of those launches have a different name, right? But then with manga, you could pick up Berserk from the 1980s, and it'll still be like the artwork, the story.
Exactly.
It'll still you can still it'll still be the same Berserk. You just follow the story from volume 1 to all the way to the latest volume. But with Marvel and DC superhero comic books, you do not know where to start.
Exactly.
That's why people are ditching the superhero crap now. Yeah. By the way, I have a question for you guys. This is not related to anime, but like because we're talking about like the people, the new people that are making these movies, the new people that are directing. So I was listening. I think who was it? I think it was Tim Pool. And he was saying that a lot of the new hires, right? A lot of the new hires, they're the new generation, like Gen Z, some millennials, and they're saying that a lot of the new hires, they have all of these, what beliefs, right? All of these, they come into work with all these ideologies, right? And they, that they're not as disciplined as the previous generation, as the boomers, right? So that's what, when you see the trailer for The Little Mermaid live action, like the CG is really not that great. You can tell that it's CG. Like if you can tell that it's CG, then it's bad CG, right? So they're saying that these new workers, these new employees, are the new generation, and they just suck. And I kind of agree that the new workforce in Hollywood, they're just not that good at what they do, and that's why a lot of these new movies. And this does not apply to everybody. I think I might have like offended some people.
Well, I just want to say something, Andy. Don't worry, you didn't offend me. But it's just I have I have a 3D animation like background. It's what I went to school for. So so like you need good effects costs like a lot of money, and a lot of times like these studios will try and like nickel and dime their way, like they can spend less, but like if you really want like really polished stuff, that's just going to run up the budget. So like, but I know like people have been noticing it with the Marvel movies too, that they're like cutting back on special effects. I heard that new Ant-Man,
She-Hulk was a big one, yeah.
Yeah, especially the Disney Plus shows, especially because they don't have like the big budgets. They have like TV show budgets, but they're still very expensive for TV shows, which is why you get less episodes.
So who was it? I think it was Yellow Flash. No. Was it Tim or Yellow Flash that said that a lot of people that used to work for Disney, right? A lot of people used to, especially the graphics department, like the CG and 3D team. That team, they left, and these new hires, they kind of suck, right? And the reason why is because like at the last minute, like 2-3 months before the movie actually releases, like Disney, they like to freaking work their team to the bone. Like, we gotta get this finished within a few weeks before the movie releases, and the movie's about to release like in 30 days, and they're like working everybody to hell, And then so a lot of people, they quit, right? They quit, And so now they hire new people, and then these new people, they're just not as good as the previous team, right? So that's
Right.
something that's happening in the movie industry a lot, and that's why we're getting all this crappy CG. And yeah, like I know what Dash was saying, that it's very expensive to get the stuff polished, but it's like at the same time, people are going to consume this stuff, and you really have to, create a good product to sell this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right, I see what you mean. I mean,
Yeah, because mhm.
I agree with you and Andy. Like Andy, what Dash said, well, TV shows typically, honestly, don't usually get a crazy amount of FX and stuff like that because it's a TV show and they spend less on and there's stuff like that to, I don't know, reallocate the money, right?
Right.
But for Marvel, people expect certain excellence from Marvel, right? So when they get crappy CG, like example She-Hulk, people would be upset and they would notice that. So I'm not saying they should spend a lot of money on it, like more money. I'm just saying at least try to make it look good.
Yeah, like it has to be polished. Like if you can tell that it's CG, then it's bad CG. We're not in the 2000s anymore, right?
Right.
So like you go back to Avengers, Infinity Wars, Endgame. Those are really good graphics, right? But then now you go to the TV shows with all these bad graphics. So I'm thinking, I'm coming to the conclusion maybe they shouldn't make TV shows if it's gonna end up looking like that. I don't know,
Right.
Oh,
maybe
the
I'm just
TV
crazy.
shows are costing them immensely. It's partly why, they're having a lot of these financial problems. They're overproducing. And again, the oversaturation. Like they oversaturated Phase 4 with so much content, and and most of it wasn't good.
Hmm.
Oh wait, let's check out the chat real quick. Let's start from the top if I could see. It says from Gummy Gun. And do you see how they ruined Halo's Cortana and the Halo show and Halo 5 and Master Chief?
Oh yeah, go to my channel. I reviewed all those episodes. I watched that that was like one of the first things I did while I was like really getting started, to really go pro for YouTube, was like reviewing that Halo show.
So go ahead and check out Dash Attack's YouTube channel. He has videos covering it. But I did see 2 or 3 episodes of Halo, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that Cortana was just like, what is going on here? Listen,
oh man,
the Cortana in the show and the Cortana, I believe in Halo 5 or whatever it's called, the Cortana is so bland. Like the Cortana in part 4 and 3 or Reach, whatever. She's very, hot, you could say, right?
Yeah, they've been trying to tone down Cortana since 4.
But that's the thing I've been saying on my channel for the longest, Gummy. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been saying it for the longest. In America, in the West, especially in America, they have been trying to hyper-sexualize these women because women don't want to be seen as sex objects, So they give them more clothes. They no more. You can't see their nips anymore. You can't see how their body's like an 8-figure 8. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. You just look at any porn artist on Twitter, and that standard goes completely out the window.
Out the window. Dude, totally out the window. If you're an OnlyFans girl or you're a prawn artist or a prawn star, then you could do whatever the heck you want. Sure, support female this and that and blah, blah, blah. When it comes to entertainment, Marvel, DC, even the cartoons, video games, hence Cortana from Halo, we gotta cover them up. The even male gaze can't look upon these women's bodies. How dare you hypersexualize these women?
Yeah,
it's so freaking annoying. That's why a lot of guys, mostly guys, not all, women too, to be fair, they go towards anime and manga because Japan has perfected the art of realizing that, hey, sex sells.
Yeah, good-looking guys, good-looking women.
Yeah, good-looking guys and women on their screens. People want to see that.
And
They
that's like
want
the
to see
best.
that.
That's the fun thing about Final Fantasy 14 is that it's a team rated game, but there's a lot of like skimpy outfits for both males and females.
Exactly, because women deserve to enjoy skimpy men in outfits. Sure, you want to put your man in a skimpy outfit? Go ahead, man. Do you, woman? I don't care. But also, the same should go for us. If you want to see skimpy women wearing, some nice little something, then we should do that too. That's fine. Listen, that's why America is losing this entertainment / culture war to other places like Korea or Japan, because they get it.
Webtoons,
Anime,
webtoons and manga.
manhwa.
And actually,
they
you know
get
what?
it.
Yeah, like Korean movies and Korean dramas have been doing amazing.
Yeah,
actually.
foreign entertainment is just like a lot better than
What?
like what we're getting.
Dude, I know so many people who would rather watch a K-drama than watch anything that America produces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fact.
Squid Game was like freaking awesome.
Oh my God, Squid Game. When are we getting season 2? You just reminded me. When is
Squid-
season 2 freaking coming out?
Squid Game, Sweet Home, All of Us Are Dead. Dude, what do they call it? This game that came out? This card game that came out. There is so much stuff that's on Netflix that's from Korea and Japan, and they are killing the entertainment game. And not just the fact that they are better in storyline and everything else, but they're also a lot longer than most American entertainment. They're like 45 minutes long per episode. It's like watching a mini movie at that point. They're just that good. America's got to step their game up. Another comments from TM Writer. By the way, yo, what up, TM Writer? I'm glad you are here. He says, I gave up some of the new comics a few years back due of Marvel and DC to stories haven't been catching my attention. I pick back up on manga, and again, some better story writing for inspiration. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. A lot of new comics aren't as good, and to be fair to all the comic book readers, I hear you. Not all of it's bad. There are obviously a lot of good ones, but yeah, manga, like TM says, is just by far better.
Yeah, for comic books now, the best option really is just like self-published comic books like Eric July, Isom, the Rippaverse, Indiegogo projects. I mean, you guys saw what was it? Raging Golden Eagle, his what's it called? His Devil comic book.
Yeah, Blade Devil.
Blade Devil, yeah, his Blade Devil. That shit is awesome.
Yeah, he's been advertising that for years.
Yeah, and he's
Good night,
made like
Sunset.
what 200,000.
It's a really big passion project for him.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's,
interesting.
Yeah, so indie publishers like self-published comic book. That's a place to go now. Like if you want to stay away from all the WOKE stuff, that's really what we got to do. So have you guys watched Attack on Titan's new episodes recently?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
very far behind on Attack on Titan. You guys could go ahead and
All right, because I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I just watched it a few days ago. All right, so Attack on Titan final season part 3. Like
ridiculous.
the title of it is just makes me laugh. And this was an hour long. Like the episode, just like a whole hour long of, the Eren Yeager and his giant titans, colossal titans, just trudging over Marley, destroying everything. Hold on a second. And I think we're supposed to get another episode later at the end of this week. Maybe this weekend, I think.
I think it's tomorrow, Sunday. I think
It's tomorrow. But I was talking to my sister about this. I was talking to my sister, and I was telling her that Attack on Titan, it really, like, the story really started to go down after season 3, right? Because, and let me explain myself. Because in season 1, it hooks you up, right? It hooks you. You don't know. You have no idea. You have no idea what's beyond the wall. You don't know why the Titans are attacking. You don't know. You don't really know much, and there's this huge mystery, right? And there's a horror element to Attack on Titan, right? And then by season 2, at the end of season 2, Eren Yeager and the gang, they finally reached, they went beyond the wall, the expedition, and they reached the beach, like the shores, right? And then after that, season 3, we kind of finally like know what's behind the wall, Marley and all the story, and everything gets explained. But then like the joy of it starts to kind of like dim down because, and I think for me mainly it's because of the freaking time traveling.
Oh God, there's time travel in Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's season 3. I don't want to give any spoilers if you haven't watched it, but season 3 in Attack on Titan, like the freaking time travel crap, every movie with time travel, like it always ruins it. Like Avengers Endgame had time travel, and I'm like, dude, like what the freak? Like,
I don't know. I kind of didn't mind the time traveling in Attack on Titan because it's not really like the main focus of the story. Like it kind of does well without it. I don't know. I think it's fun. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's my personal opinion. It's kind of work because the way they wrote it, it played out so well, and it added to the kind of shock factor, the fear factor of what was going on at the time within season 3 or whatever season it was. To be honest, and I've lost track at this point. Just it kind of added on to that, to see behind the scenes that the entire time or most of the entire time that Eren Yeager was kind of manipulating things because he was aware of what was going on. It was kind of dope. I'm sorry. I was like, holy crap. Like I was for a second like, wow, that is impressive story writing. Now, I don't like time travel. Like you said, in Endgame, the time travel thing, just like, why? What do we? I feel like it's unnecessary. It worked out, but I didn't like it. But this one,
confusing.
Yeah, it was confusing. I didn't like it. But this one, I was just like, okay, it's not. It's the time traveling isn't the main purpose of the core of the show. So I was kind of like okay with it. Gummy Gun said Dante's rant room. See my thing. What happened? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, but I see what you're saying though. I liked it, but if you don't like it, I totally get it. I totally get it.
No, yeah, it's again, it's the time travel. Like I was talking to my sister, and she was saying, "Oh, like you can actually see Eren Yeager in season 1, but you don't know that's actually him." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?
What?
Really?
No way.
I've again, this is I haven't because my sister, she's like a big fan of Attack on Titan, and she watched it like since the first day it came out like 10 years ago, right? And she was telling me, oh yeah, in season 1 you can actually see Eren Yeager because he can time travel, and nobody knew that it was actually him. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? That kind of started ruining everything in my head. I'm like, I lost track of the story. I didn't know what the heck was happening. I'm like, wait a minute. So, and it sounds like good writing, because if you're a good writer, you know how to plan things out. It's just part of being a good writer. But Jesus freaking Christ, like,
I mean, yeah,
that is confusing.
It is. I don't think it is though, because it's kind of like straightforward. I mean, I don't think he's physically time traveling, whereas he could see through the eyes of people in certain timelines. So like, it's like if you living in the now, but can somehow see through the eyes of you who was younger and can kind of like manipulate certain things or change things or whatever the case. I forgot how it works. Like I haven't watched it in a while, but like doesn't physically time travel. He kind of just like sees and has some kind of influence of what happens in the past. And of course in the future too, because he knows how things are going to end because he can see what happened in the future. Steins Gate is the best in time travel. I have not seen Steins Gate. I'm gonna watch it then. It's on Crunchyroll.
There's an anime version, and it's originally a visual novel game.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll watch the anime. Thank you, Gummy. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think they executed it kind of well to where it's as simple for anyone to kind of grasp if they watch it. Like when I said I hate time travel too, but when I watched it, I was able to understand, oh, that's what's going on due to the Titan's power and its usage and him being able to see the people who he used it before him and maybe after him, not just any Titan, the Attack Titan specifically. It's like, okay, I get the Attack Titan has its own unique abilities. Like every other Titan has its own abilities, armor, speed, or being able to talk while in Titan form, like the Beast Titan. Everyone's kind of unique in their own way, and I think that's the Attack Titan's like unique ability to do certain things that would include being able to do other things like the time traveling thing or whatever it is that it's called. I'm not quite sure, but either way, yeah.
Where time travel stories get like confusing is when they enter time loops, where like things that could only happen because time travel happened, and then they create like, you know, never-ending thing. Like Terminator has this, like that the whole like Skynet would not exist without time travel.
Right.
But here's another thing. Apparently, there's two types of time travel. Like, there's one. The first version I know is Trunks, like from Dragon Ball, where like Trunks comes from the future. He goes back to the past, but by changing the past doesn't necessarily affect his future and his timeline, right?
No, it just creates another sub-universe.
Right, exactly. And then there's the other time travel story where like you come from the future. Right, you come from the future into the past, and then you do things in the past that actually affects the future. When you go back to the future, like things are different. So yeah, there's two different types of time travel stories.
Right,
Dragon Ball Z rules, or
so this is where like I get frustrated with time travel crap, and that's why I say that season 3 of Attack on Titan, I mean, that's when it started to go down for me. The first 2 seasons were absolutely amazing. The mystery behind it, the mystery, like what's in the wall and the different types of Titan, I absolutely loved it. But it's just, you know, I had the same problem with freaking Avengers Endgame when they did the whole time travel shit. It's like,
I mean, I really like Final Fantasy 13 too, but I'm not going to pretend like everything made sense, because like there's a lot of like there's this one line. He's like, if you change the future, you change the past.
What?
Yeah, no, someone, Liam O'Brien says that. He's the bad guy in 13 too. He's like, if you change the future, you change the past.
I don't get that.
But no, apparently it works. There's a way it works.
See,
I know
that
it's
gives me a
it's
headache.
just more like it's got convoluted like JRPG logic.
Yeah. So, but thus far, the Attack on Titan season, final season part 3 is actually pretty good. I've been liking it, and I'm also gonna get the manga. I want to get the manga. Get more details. And we have one last story before we close tonight, and is, I think, Dash, this is yours, right?
Yeah. So I noticed on Niche Gamer that Mage Seeker, the League of Legends, Riot's been really trying to like expand the League of Legends franchise outside of just the multiplayer game, because it actually has immense lore and a lot of characters, but none of that's in the actual game itself. Barely. So like they've been releasing like new games and stuff. And so Mage Seeker is a roguelike where you play as the mad mage Silas after he escapes, and he has to hunt down all the anti like magic people that have been like persecuting, because Demacia is like very like anti-magic, but Silas is an extremist. So you play as him. It's a roguelike, and apparently it's a digital only game. I didn't think it had like that big a budget, but apparently there's a big ass collector's edition for it that's like $160. And I guess it comes with all this stuff, but no disc. It comes with a code.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like I'm surprised like they do something like, obviously this is for like really hardcore fans, like and League has a ton of it. I think it's really cool. If you want like a world that actually does diversity really, really well, League of Legends has a ton. You have tons of the world like is full of people and creatures and gods. Like, they have people from all different, like they even have a couple of gay characters. Like, it's They do like they handle like it all fits within the world and in the lore.
Yeah.
By the way, is this the main character? This little
Yeah,
figure there?
of the game of this Mage Seeker game. Yeah, Silas. He's a bad character, but you play as him in this game. Like, this is like after he escapes, like, he was like held in Demacian prison by the Mage Seekers for having magic. People who have magic in Demacia are persecuted because, like, this country got freaked out during the Rune Wars, which like destroyed like entire countries and continents. So like, they're like, no magic, no, we won't have any of that. So they have a lot of like anti-magic weapons and stuff. Like they have this bark that actually absorbs magic, which is why like most of the kingdom is white. Like, because it's made of that bark, this white bark.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's is a lot of like lore. Like the Runeterra is basically like made up of like a bunch of different like countries and areas that could be their own separate fantasy world. Like there's a cyberpunk area, there's like a pirate area, there's an Egyptian area, there's a frozen and Demacia is more like you're nice.
But this is all part of League of Legends, we said, right?
Yeah, this is all part of League of Legends. So
Okay.
they're going to be releasing more League of Legends games. Like I know they have a couple coming out. Like they have the Ruined King was like an RPG that came out a while back. That was a League of Legends story. So like they're expanding it outside of multiplayer, and then they also have Arcane, which was a major hit. So like I'm honestly I think it's cool that Riot is like doing more than just like this multiplayer game that has no story, and just actually using like the lore they have written. And they've written a ton. I guess like they finally realized, wait, why are we writing all this lore and not like doing more with it?
Interesting.
Yeah, it is like there's a I forget the name of the channel. It's some Dutch guy who his entire channel is just League of Legends lore. Yeah, so I just thought it was very surprising, like a digital game getting a big collector's edition like this.
Yeah, I think that's it's just nice to have figurines for your
the
favorite
figurine.
games.
That's why I got the Final Fantasy 16 collector's edition, because I wanted that figurine for my. It comes with a vinyl record.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, yeah. Look at the background. That's a vinyl record.
Oh, is the one in the back over here?
Yeah, that's a vinyl record.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's,
They went all out with this collector's.
So, real quick before we log off for the night, we can talk about one more thing. Let's see, real quick. Can we?
You want a screen share?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Share screen. Oh wait, hold up. Did I do that right? Did it work?
I don't see it.
Let's see. Wait, I don't know if it's working. Oh wait, hold on. Forgot how to do this.
You have to hit where it says %.
Share screen. All right. Let's see. Viz Media. All right. There it is.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Oh, localizers. Oh, man.
Yeah, I spoke about this the other day, and I thought this was quite interesting. I'm sure you guys would enjoy this. Yeah, so apparently, I've watched Twin Star Exorcist. Full transparency, I have not read the manga, and at this point, I probably should. But I watched the anime. You guys can check it out on Crunchyroll or other means necessary. And yeah. So in this article, it's obviously this happened. The localizers horribly did a job in translating the manga, and they inserted very modern-esque literature, verbiage, if you could say, all right, if you will, right? So this is what they said in this one. They made this character say, mansplainers aren't popular with the ladies, you
What?
know? Mansplainers.
No.
Yeah.
Can you imagine anyone in Japan using that verb? I couldn't even dare to
Yeah,
imagine.
most normal people do
No,
not use
man.
that word.
Exactly.
Most people don't even know what that means unless you're on the
Exact-
internet.
The only reason why I knew what that word meant, like you just said, Andy and Dash, was that the internet. I was on the internet. I was like, what is mansplainers? I'm on TikTok, and they use this like every possible video.
Yeah, but that's
I'm just-
Gen Z language, though.
Yeah, and I think it's Gen Z language, and the millennials, the younger millennials, they definitely encourage it. They do. I hate to say it. A lot of millennials, which start from the year of 1984, I think, whatever,
Yeah.
they encourage this bullshit, right? So here's what it's supposed to say. It's supposed to say men who dwell on the past are not popular.
That is so. See, these freaking localizers. That is so different.
Bro, they're completely different. They're nothing alike. I don't understand why they would do something like that.
Oh, no conspiracy theory here, guys. No conspiracy theory. Nope.
Yeah,
Not at
no
all.
conspiracy theories, guys. You guys make all these videos. You guys are making stuff up. You guys are making something out of nothing.
It's not
Oh
a
my
conspiracy.
God.
It's not a conspiracy theory that some translators try to see what they can get away with.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. That they've been doing it for so long. Now, if we get it, certain things may be a little harder to translate. I get it, but there's no way you got men who dwell on the past are not popular, and you got this. Mansplainers aren't popular with the ladies, you know, bro.
It's different context.
Yeah.
Completely different context.
Yeah, so I'm sure people are already contacting Viz to edit this chapter. I think this was like one of the digital things because it all goes to digital before it goes to print.
Okay.
So
See, so go ahead.
Yeah, so it's because so they can compete with scanlations. They try and pump out translate the chapters as quickly as possible.
See, didn't know that, but that's interesting. This is just unacceptable. Now, in my video, I may have kind of blamed Viz Media a little bit, which I do think they have some parts to blame.
Viz Media should get right on it. I mean,
but they are hiring these people. They're hiring these people.
They're like one of the biggest manga. They're also located in San Francisco, so chances of them hiring.
Oh man!
Man.
But they are still one of the biggest manga publishers ever, and they don't want to ruin that business. But because they are located in San Francisco, the chances of them hiring a woke person are extremely high.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
well, that explains the mansplaining bull nonsense. Like, what is this? Oh, it's just embarrassing. Listen,
Yeah.
Viz Media, they'll never hear this. I hope they do one day. But God, listen, this is unacceptable. Any company who hired these people and butchers the dialogue within the story just to push their personal agenda need to be fired expeditiously. No,
you know what?
ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah, I think people are tired of it. People how awesome would it be for Viz Media right now to just release a statement, correct it, and then it's like here at Viz Media we want to give authentic things of the story. And then how much their manga sales are already really high because manga in general is selling so well.
Yep.
You know what? How much more excitement would that generate in revenue?
Not at all. I mean,
Right?
if I was reading mansplaining in my book, the first thing I would do is ask myself, wait a minute,
If they
where
said
did they even come from?
if they made a statement saying they're going to correct it, correct this passage.
If they do correct it, I think it does show a lot because we had like 7 Seas Entertainment who did something very similar not long ago, where they put out an apology letter and they fixed the dialogue within one of the mangas that they published. So, listen, it's not just enough to apologize and put out a letter and fix the dialogue. No, there needs to be consequences to these actions. If you're gonna, they need to fire them, reprimand them, put them aside, something. I don't know.
Well, one suggestion I've been seeing a lot of is getting like the authors involved, like people contacting the authors if they have a Twitter, like, you know, and then like letting them know, because then they actually have like a lot of power to correct this, because like, you know, it's their story.
That is a very good point. So, guys, like he just said, from now on, just report it. Report. Listen, email respectfully, obviously. Don't go out there and be a douche to these writers, because they might not know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, report to his management, report to the author. Like, you know, and in fact, don't even go to the like localizers account, because probably they'll just play victim anyway.
Yeah, they will. Oh,
well, you see, this is why, and then like localizers, you know, they complain about why people talk crap about them on social media. But it's like you're using these terms that have absolutely nothing to do with the character. Like mansplaining, I haven't read this manga, but wouldn't that sound like wouldn't that make the characters sound like they're off?
Yes, it would. Like, absolutely.
Well, no one would think like, hey, does it say that like, you know, like this was never going to like get past, like, you know, this was never going to be unnoticed.
The moment anyone saw this in a manga, the first thought would be, even if they were the type of people to use a word on a regular basis because they're just so crazy, even they would be like, wait a minute, this is quite strange. Now, they may agree with it, but I'm sure even they would have some doubts about this, let alone people like us who are just like, whoa, this cannot be what they're saying in this manga. There's no way they're saying mansplainers aren't popular with the ladies, because no one uses that word in any kind of context unless you're on the internet.
You know what's funny? It's like, let's say you're reading this manga, right? You see the word mansplaining, right? You have no idea what it means, right? Like, you know, like you were saying. And then so people Google it, right? They Google it as a mansplaining definition, and then there's a Google that, and then like, because Google's it's not an actual word, so Google's not gonna have it. But then what you're gonna go to, the first is gonna show up is the Urban Dictionary, which is all slang words.
Yes.
It's not gonna be on the freaking Webster official dictionary. You know?
No, because it's slang.
It's slang, exactly. It's slang. It's some stupid ass meme from the internet. Like, come on. This is so annoying, man.
Yeah, and then so you're gonna go to Urban Dictionary. It's like, Urban Dictionary, what the hell? I thought this is not a real word. Like,
exactly. Urban Dictionary is not a real thing to use to like the real dictionary doesn't acknowledge mansplaining. So why are we using this? And I'm just over these guys. I am over these annoying WOKE localizers, because come on, at this point, it's clear that they're using anime and manga to push their personal agenda. If this doesn't solidify what we've been saying, me, you, and me, Andy, and Dash have been saying for months now, or even years, I don't know what will. This to solidify all of our videos.
No, like the activists are out there, and they need to be reported.
And like Dash said, guys, respectfully email the author, let them know what's going on. In some cases, they actually do kind of like email the company in charge, where even sometimes they don't know what's going on, and let the change happen. We can't just sit there, watch this happen, and not do anything about it, because then they think they've won when they haven't won. Okay, we can't let them win that easily. We're in the middle of a culture war, guys. That is the honest to God's truth. We're in the middle of a culture war, and if we sit here twiddling our thumbs, not doing anything, we are going to lose. And that would even include anime and manga. So we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're about to the stream is coming to an end. Anything else that we got, guys? The last few minutes?
Listen, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us. Andy's awesome. Great content, Dash, and follow me, Dante's Rant Room. A lot of anime, manga content, gaming, and Andy with Japanese culture, Dash with a lot of gaming stuff, and I just like all the controversial stuff. So I'm just in between everything. Yeah, check us out, guys. We're awesome. That's it. We're awesome.
Yeah, and also make sure to watch the new Attack on Titan episode. It's actually really good. As confusing as the time travel crap is, it is still really good. So Dash, any last words?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. So this is it. Make sure to follow Andy Matrix. Make sure to follow Dash on YouTube and Twitter. Make sure to follow Dante on YouTube and Twitter. And you guys have a really good night. And hopefully in the future we'll have a new guest. We'll have maybe interview somebody on our show.
Ooh.
So, all right.
Do you have someone in mind?
Not yet, but I'm trying to find somebody. So, well, we'll find somebody. We'll find another guest in the future. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Andy Matrix Dash Attack in Dante's Rant Room. God freaking speed and good night.